The Muumuu. I mean, just to say it, Muumuu. Close your eyes when I say it. We're at MoMA talking about the Muumuu. You're either about to squeal with delight or flee in a panic. And I'm about to do both. This is a picture of me in a muumuu. I apologize that it's not full length, but this is a vintage muumuu that I had that was green and navy blue. And I would wear tucked over pants. I would wear it tied to the side. I wore it like 1,000 different ways. I don't know where it is today. And I don't know where I am today, so there's a lot of consistency in this presentation. So just a little historical stuff about Muumuu, which thank you to Michelle and everyone at MoMA who was so wonderful, helpful with supportive, factual information about the Muumuu. When missionaries arrived in Hawaii, not only I was surprised to find out that the local Polynesian women were thrilled with how the missionaries dressed, which was sort of a very slim-sleeved, kind of tight on top, what's the word? Not flashy kind of a way, discreet, demure, yes. Whereas, the large Polynesian ladies were basically just in layers of towels and whatnot. So anyway, that's how the holoku, or the muumuu, was born. And you can see it sort of devolved into this, which of course I'm completely delighted with. And holo, there are two different versions of the story. Holo means run and ku means stand, because it was an outfit that then these women could run and stand, and they swam in it, I'm sure had sex in it, they could do everything in it. It was super, super modern. And I think it looks great, and it's the sort of the grandmother of the current muumuu. Now this, to me, the muumuu at its peak was always symbolized by my friend Beth, who was a flight attendant for United Airlines. And when she worked first class from Chicago to Honolulu for the dinner service, she changed into this muumuu. That's not her, that's a mannequin, if you're wondering why she looks so pasty. I have a very bad picture of myself in her muumuu, but unfortunately was unable to find it. So anyway, to me it said, you're going to Hawaii, you're getting special service, you're in first class, that deserves a muumuu. So that's the muumuu at its peak, because the muumuu has known high highs and devastating lows. This was a high for me, depending on how you think. This is Agnes Moorehead, who played Endora on Bewitched. Do we have any Endora fans out there? So we do have a few gays out there, and some ladies. Now, again, much like Black, this look, she was a witch, she was evil, but she was glamorous. And I think always the evil stepmother was always, or mother-in-law was always the most chicly dressed. So I loved Endora and thought she looked great. And there's Samantha also wearing sort of a black muumuu. That was a special episode, I think, that was in Salem for the witch trials on Bewitched. So now there's a lot of confusion on my part personally about the muumuu. Like, is it a muumuu? Is it a caftan? Is it a jalaba? So, because muumuu basically means anything that covers up your fat and is in flashy, cheap-looking colors, I've always found. So basically what a muumuu is a loose, brightly colored dress, especially one traditionally worn in Hawaii. A caftan is a man's long-belted tunic worn in countries of the Near East, and a jalaba is a loose hooded cloak, typically woolen, of kind of traditionally worn by Arabs, but I do still think that they all fit into the muumuu category when they're meant to be a very forgiving but festive kind of garment, and that's the muumuu at its best. For example, here is the queen of all muumuus, Elizabeth Taylor. Now this, I think, is technically perhaps more of a caftan, but how can do you not all think of a muumuu when you think of Elizabeth Taylor? You either think of young Elizabeth in a riding outfit, or you think of old Elizabeth in a muumuu. You do. She's gone up 10 pounds, she's a little drunk in the daytime, and she's wearing a Poochie muumuu in Marrakesh. Am I wrong? May she rest in peace. This one photographed by Henry Clark in 1967. Here is the chic muumuu, which is perhaps technically a jalaba, Bianca Jagger wearing a Zandra Rhodes ensemble in 1972. Zandra Rhodes loves the muumuu as well. It's kind of just a big, shapeless, comfortable, easy to get into, easy to get out of, easy to pass out in kind of ensemble. And how glamorous is Bianca? Susan Hayward in Valley of the Dolls. I'm breaking all gay stereotypes here in the muumuu presentation at MoMA. She was the Barracuda show business veteran who on stage wore sort of sexier, more contemporary outfits, but when she was off stage, she was always in a muumuu with kind of a martini, giving sage advice and whatnot. So she's, to me, the classic muumuu. Shelley Winters in S.O.B., a highly underappreciated film, S.O.B. I don't know if they show it here at MoMA, but I just watched it the other day, as a matter of fact. Yes, absolutely. Every Friday they show S.O.B. Unfortunately, poor Shelley Winters is now deceased, so it's unable to appear. But it's a story, it's a Blake Edwards film, and Shelley Winters plays sort of a nasty, power-hungry agent of poor, innocent Julie Andrews. And she's always, because she's fat, she's always in a caftan / muumuu. This one's very Chinesey, or chinoiserie, to use the technical term. And I think it's wonderful. Here she is in a full-length version of it. I mean, what a cast. Look at that cast. That's for a whole, got to have me back for a whole separate thing just on the cast of S.O.B. Here she is in other ones. Now, just when you thought we couldn't sink any lower / reach any higher, here at MoMA at the Bartos Theater. Is this named after Celeste Bartos, this theater? Celeste Bartos. Lord love her wherever she is. I'm sure she had a muumuu or two. Does anyone watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Too embarrassed. Okay, you could admit it after the show. They went to Dubai, I understand, and Kyle Richards, aunt of Paris Hilton, just to throw some more VIP names at you, always loves to wear a caftan. So the girls, while they were in Dubai, wore lots of caftans. And lots of muumuus. Here we are in some muumuus. Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle. I mean, and I think also I felt like a little too hesitant. Shaws of Sunset, there's a woman on the line on that show who has a line of muumuus, but I felt like the lowest I could go was the Beverly Hills Housewives. So anyway, so as you see, the muumuu has a regal and sometimes sad history. It's beloved and reviled, but it's always beloved by large, inebriated actresses and housewives. So I'm with them. So I love the muumuu, and I hope you do too. Thank you very much.